Hey everybody, what's up? We're back. I know it's been 4 days, or it'll probably be 5 days by the time this makes it out into the internet. So my apologies for that. I got the mega flu, and I was completely unable to speak or record anything. So that's why it's been so long since we've had an upload on the podcast. I wanted to heal up and things like that, but it's been great. I have missed you all. It's been a fun time recovering. I marathoned a whole bunch of Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and shit while we were getting ready or healing up or whatever the word is. But you made it. This is episode 34. Congratulations. 34 is a damn long time, is what it is. Not to mention, even though we're doing episode 34, and we should be on 35, and that makes me sad, but it doesn't really matter. It's Sunday, January 21st, getting back in the groove of things, and we are going to grab our first person right here. This is 777 Gaming. How are you today, 777? Uh-oh, 777 left, so let's grab him again. Hey, 777, what's up?
Can you hear me, Broman?
I can hear you now. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, my friend?
All right. Just had a quick question for you. Kind of something, I guess, more of a personal note.
Sure. I love personal questions. That's great. Let's do it.
Yeah. Do you have, and also how do you deal with days when you like wake up and almost feel like kind of like life is like taking your knees out from under you? Like you can have days where you're like on fire and ready to like just grab life by the balls, and then the next day it's like you feel like there's no point.
Yeah, no, I mean that's I think that's a really good question. I mean, not just for me, but I think that's anyone who's out there like chasing a dream, right? Whether you're trying to be a streamer or you're starting a business, like you have like those megalomaniacal moments where you're like, yeah, I can take on the world. And then like, you know, you fucking do all the stuff and you get started. And then, yeah, there's moments in time where you just look at yourself and you're like, what the fuck am I doing right now? I don't know. I've gone through that cycle quite a few times. Especially with streaming, you know, and all the other side stuff. I think that the number one strategy I personally deal or do now is I try and do something else, try and get something else done that day that isn't directly related to the big scary problem, right? So if I'm trying to figure out a way to raise, you know, whoops, sorry podcast, that was a stream alert. If I'm trying to work on a problem, like let's say the best way to schedule people to raise $2 million for the charity event, that's stressful, right? And some days that's overwhelming, but I like to work on other things, you know, like do something simple, like go for a walk, get some exercise, to clear my head. So that way I've accomplished something today. Cook. You know, go have like a nice meal, just taking a moment to go do something that isn't directly related to the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I do. What's the thing that's standing in your way right now?
I think it's more like just myself, my own headspace, because I mean I've started streaming a little bit here and there.
Okay.
Just from the console, and I'm trying to get into like a normal rhythm, a normal schedule, and I'll be excited about it one day, and then the next morning I'll wake up and be like not even want to play games or hit the button to go live or anything, just because I don't know, feel mopey.
I understand. Yeah. That's a tough place to be, for sure. You know, I think that the other thing that really gets me focused is making sure that I remember like the reason why I got started, you know? And for you, that might be a concept that's difficult to define right now, because you're just kind of doing it for fun. But if that's ultimately the goal, is like you're doing this for fun, then you need to figure out the best way to get back into that headspace all the time. Remember, you're doing it for fun, and anything else that's coming out of it is like a bonus.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would do. But, you know, that's going to involve you focusing on your goal set and what you do, you know, and why you started the streaming. Do you have an answer to that question? Do you like, this is why I'm getting started?
Kind of, yeah. Just, I mean, like, I guess in my head, I'd like to build, I guess kind of like a small community or big, however, whatever size it got around, streaming and gaming and music too, I guess more specifically.
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, now we're getting into it. Okay, what kind of music?
Yeah. Me, metal mostly. I'm a huge metalhead and love metal and heavy music with all my buds at work and everything. So that's what I like to listen to and play on stream and everything. And yeah, I just love geeking out over over heavy music.
Yeah, no, that's great. You know, that's something I've always said, at least on Twitch and on most like streaming platforms. It's very like EDM, hip hop, you know, and maybe like classic rock focused. There's not a lot of people that like, there might be a lot of metalheads, but there's not a lot of places where they can go and listen to the music that they listen to and enjoy all the time. Have you been thinking about ways to like implement that more into your broadcast?
Yeah, I mean, I guess really the goal as far as like having the music be quality would be to actually be able to stream from a PC, because streaming from console, Spotify shuts down when you go live. So I have like a Bose speaker that I have playing in the room, and I'm just picking up the audio through my headset.
Hey man, you're making it work. I like that.
Yeah, and I like when I listen back personally, I think it sounds absolutely terrible, but I'm kind of a tone snob, I guess, for lack of a better word.
No, that's great. That's good. Yeah, man. I think that's great. As I'm trying to think if there's anything that you could. I mean, you could always stream Rock Band. I don't know if that's like your sort of thing, but that would be a way to get music more integrated into your stream until you can get a better setup or a different setup. Yeah, for sure. But for now, I mean, you know, keep going. If your goal is to grow and build a community, I think that the number one thing you need to do is make sure that every time someone comes into your channel, you make them feel like the most important person in the world. That's what I did when I got started. And you might not have a lot of people come through. You might have like one person come through a week or something like that. But taking that time and investing in the person that is taking the risk to show up and check out your stream is huge. And it makes all the difference in the world in the long term. There are people who watch me that have been watching me since I had like 5 viewers. Because of that approach that I took personally. So that would be my best piece of advice on a day-to-day for you. And as far as overcoming that hump, it's about, you know, it's discipline. It's getting in there every single day and knowing that what you're doing isn't useless, because every time you, like, even if no one shows up, you did the rep, right? Like, it's like lifting. You did the repetition, you know, you're building that discipline so that you will be in there every single day. Yeah. All right, man. Well, do you want to shout yourself out, let everybody know where they can find you, come watch some video games and listen to metal, etc.?
Yeah, I try and stream Monday through Friday about 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time, because that's about all the time I have right now because I work full time. But
that's good.
That 777 Gaming on Twitch, 777 Gaming on Twitter, and do a lot on Facebook too. 777 Gaming also, but you'd spell out 7 rather than a number.
So right now, guys, it's 777, as in like the word triple and then the letter 7 and then gaming, not 777. Just to clarify, if you're listening. Well, thanks, man. Everybody should go check out 777. His heart's in the right place. He wants to connect with you and fucking talk about metal. It's going to be super kick-ass, man. You have a good day. Thank you for calling in.
Thanks, Broman. You too.
All right, dude. Peace. All right, let's grab Scoob. I know he's limited on time. Hey, Scoob.
Hey, what's going on, Broman?
How's your lunch break going?
Pretty good. I just finished up my Panda Express.
Fucking kick ass. What can I do for you?
Had a couple questions for you. So on there, what I was curious about is, as a variety streamer, that's what I do. How do you manage like the different games? Because like I see you play different games throughout different times. Like, how do you manage to spend X amount of time with it so that you can dedicate the proper time and keep that balance?
I'm not sure I understood 100%. Are you talking about like how do I do game selection, or how do I choose how long to play something?
Both of those.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. It was both. I mean, I always something I was really shitty at, because I played one thing for a long time. Like it was speedrunning, and then it was Destiny, right? So I always had my content set out before so it wasn't something I had to think about for 5 years. Ish. So one of the best things you can do as a variety broadcaster is to just make sure you keep your ear to the ground about things that seem interesting. You know, spend 15 minutes clicking through Steam every day. Follow IGN or all these other places that have like release schedules for games or do reviews. Follow some indie outlets as well. You know, indie publishers, to see what they've got going on. Just so you sort of have an idea of what's going on in the space, right? And then from that ground level knowledge that you have, like the infrastructure, you take you take a sampling of all that, you check it out, and anything that looks interesting, you try it out. You can try it out on stream or off stream, but either way, it's, you know, like it needs to kind of be part of your life. For me, I know really quickly whether or not I'll find a game interesting just by watching a trailer. Like, you can, if you've been playing games long enough, you're like, okay, well, it's got this mechanic and that mechanic, and it's got this sort of progression system, whatever. And if it has things I like, I'll, you know, play it on stream. As far as how much time to devote, I usually play it until I get bored.
Gotcha.
You know, the only thing that you need to focus on is making sure you're having fun, so everyone who's watching can have fun too. Because if you're not having a good time, it doesn't fucking matter, you know?
And I've noticed that with a few games that I played where I'm just like not into it. And so, it's just not,
Yeah, you know, for example, for me, a game that I really wanted to be into and I didn't enjoy, even though I thought I would, was Escape from Tarkov. Like, I really was like, damn, I think I'm going to love this game. And then I got into it, and it was just like too much reading. It was too in depth. I just knew that it was not a game that I could effectively stream and play at the same time, because I would just have to be quiet and reading the whole time.
Gotcha.
You know, and I played that game for 3 hours, and then I was like, you know what, that was fun, but it's not really for me. And that's fine. Like, being honest is the most important thing that you can do.
Good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The other question that I had, so I recently got, and this is kind of like off of your advice of what you had, I got the Behringer soundboard, the Q502 USB.
Yeah.
And now do you pull your sound out of your PC and then plug it back into a channel on that and then back into your stream? Or do you how do you manage all that?
Yeah, I use my mixer as my sound card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
So all of my desktop sound and everything plays into my mixer. That's how I've always done it. I do know some people that take the sound card audio out, right? That's what you're talking about. Split it, put it in the LR, and then line that back in. You can do that if you want to have like manual control over it, but I just use software controls for everything, so it's not 100% necessary. Yeah.
Is that like a stupidly simple thing to just click? Like, I just click something in my computer to do it? I mean, I can obviously Google it and figure it out, but I just, quick answer, I guess.
I mean, you're using a USB mixer, so you just set that as your default sound device.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Perfect.
And then you plug your headphones into it and you're good to go.
God, I was making this way more complicated.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people make it more complicated because they want everything to be in the hardware interface, right?
Yeah.
Which is a great move. Putting everything in the hardware interface is fucking cool as shit, you know? But at the end of the day, it's totally unnecessary.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
awesome, bro, man. Definitely. Thank you so much for taking the time. I wasn't really expecting. I just kind of hopped in, and
I know you got to go back to work and shit, but I wanted to get you in here.
Yeah. Definitely. Thank you for the time. And also thank you for coming forward. I mean, I have Crohn's myself, and so you kind of made it more comfortable for me to be able to talk about that and everything. Hearing you talk about it on a national platform like what you do. So.
Oh, well, thanks, man. And, keep fighting the good fight. Shit sucks.
Yeah, literally.
I hope that when we both make it to 70, neither one of us have a shit bag attached to us. All right. Make that promise.
I already
to
do,
me.
but it's okay.
Oh, you do? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No. It's all right. It's all right.
Scoob, you're a fucking champion, man. Anything I can do for you ever, you let me know.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Talk to you later, dude.
All right, thanks.
Oh, no. Crohn's disease fucking sucks, guys. It's terrible. Scoob is fighting the good fight, though. What a champion out there being so honest. So unbelievably honest. I can't believe it. That's rough, dude. Crohn's disease is tough. If y'all are listening and we've not talked about this, I don't think we talked about it on stream before, on a podcast before. But I do have Crohn's disease. I got diagnosed when I was 16. I don't do any big charity work for Crohn's because I do work with cancer research, which has also touched my family a lot. But if you're someone who suffers from Crohn's and you've got any fundraisers or anything that's going on near you and you'd like to get me involved in one way or another, my DMs on Instagram are always open. Please reach out. I'd love to work with you and support whatever cause you've got going on. It's huge. So let's grab, this is Chupasaurus Rex, I think is how you say it. Chupasaurus Rex. Hey, Chupasaurus Rex.
That's me.
What's up,
Hey,
man?
are my levels good?
Yeah, your levels are fucking mega great. Oh, awesome. No, hang on a second. Let me get Scoob back in here 1 second, okay?
Okay, no problem, man.
He forgot his shout out. So I forgot to ask him for his shout out because I was being a goofball, but we got him back in here. Scoob, when you get a second, you should do your shout out, okay?
Sorry.
No, it's my bad, dude.
Yeah. Everything that you search, it's Scoobaroo, SCOOOBARUU. That's it.
All right, there you go. Scoobaroo everywhere. Have a good one, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, Chupasaurus.
All right.
What can we do?
So, actually, I didn't know that you had Crohn's disease. My dad had Crohn's disease, too.
It's fucking terrible shit, man.
Yeah, it's an awful, awful disease. So I had a question for you about starting small businesses.
Yeah, good. Oh,
because I know that you've started a few, and I know that there are a number of streamers out there that have started their own small businesses. And I gather that the important steps in planning are a lot like a research proposal. So you have to understand the industry, you've got to understand your customer base, and then both who the competition are and what you can do better than they can. What are some tips you would have for sort of the hidden pitfalls
for starting a small business?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, I think one of the biggest pitfalls is trying to do the exact same thing as someone else. I know that sounds dumb, but there's a lot of people that do that in small business. They're like, oh man, these people opened up a dry cleaner and it's going real good, so I'm going to open up a dry cleaner too. And that's the whole game plan, right? Even if every industry already has participants in it, right? So if you're going into any industry, I think that you need to make sure that your focus, you understand what makes you different.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So I think that's the big first one, is understand what makes you different. So that's number one. Number two, while you're out there doing all of your research or whatever, and you're talking to people about it, everyone is going to tell you that it's a fucking terrible idea. So don't wait for someone to tell you that it's going to be a good idea.
Yeah. I've run into that before.
Everyone's like, you're an idiot. Everyone wants you to be an entrepreneur, and then you get started, and then everyone thinks you're a fucking idiot until you're successful, and then everyone's like, oh, I knew you were going to make it all along. As
Yeah.
if you don't remember every single person who ever said it was going to not work out.
Yeah,
You know.
especially I've made like a weird career jump.
Okay.
I started off, I got my undergraduate in medieval history, and then somehow I dovetailed back into IT, and I realized, you know, I hate this. It's soul crushing. It just makes me angry on a daily basis. And that's not what I'm looking for, you know, to spend my life doing. I don't want to be pissed off constantly, because that doesn't do anything useful. And so I kind of like took stock of where society seems to be going, and sort of the things that we're focusing on. And I noticed that like trades, like artisans, have been so de-emphasized that we're actually losing industry.
Okay.
Like there are very few coopers left. You know, coopers and cobblers and blacksmiths and farriers. You know, they're all disappearing industries. And I've had a lot of people question me when I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking at going into blacksmithing," and they're like, "What the hell use is that?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, there's a lot of uses for it, but clearly you're not my target market." if that's your question.
Okay, so that's your goal? Is you're going to start a blacksmith shop?
Yeah, eventually. I mean, there's definitely a long road of like education, because it's a non-traditional education path.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to like go to some Ren fairs or something. I have no idea.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
So,
go ahead.
Okay, I mean, so you're taking a really traditional craft, and you're going to be using it in a like you want to maintain the authenticity of it, right? Like the integrity of the value of the craft, but you want to modernize it, obviously, so it's going to stick in market, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that you have a lot of avenues open for you. You know, one of the first guests we had on the podcast, and she's actually listening right now, Nerd and Needle, she does you know, fabric work, textile work, and that's considered a, like, why wouldn't you just fucking have a robot do that bullshit? You know?
Exactly. Why don't you just have a machine?
She's been incredibly successful by utilizing the social tools that are available to her to grow this traditional brand, right? So what I think is incredibly important and often ignored is when people do traditional fields and things like that, they want to ignore any new media. So my advice for you is, like, if you were streaming, if you set up your blacksmith shop so that you could stream on Twitch or YouTube or Mixer or wherever was clever, wherever was the most, whatever had the most traction or the best opportunity for you to, you know, kind of expose your brand. I think you'd kill it. Because every single nerd that likes to watch video games wants to see how you make a sword, or wants to see how you make a set of armor or something like that. And even though that might not, maybe you want to make really ornate fucking gates. I have no idea. But you could use the stream time as be like, oh, well, here's, you know, I'm going to craft a sword today, but I make gates, and you could fucking have a gate behind you every single day or something like that. Yeah. So there's just so much opportunity. A lot of the those crafts used to be considered commonplace, right? And now they're sort of I'm trying to find a good way to put this. They're like luxury brands now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if I needed to hire a blacksmith for something, I would not be hiring them for something that costs low dollar.
No, absolutely not. You can get it made in China for, you know.
Yeah, you know, if I'm out there looking for a blacksmith, you know, I'm out there looking to spend, you know, $5,000 to $10,000.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, on a project. I think you've got a great idea. And I think that if you properly utilize your social platforms, especially like, I mean, if you were starting tomorrow, I know you said it's a long plan, but you know, even if you're not already, get involved in the blacksmithing community on Instagram. I know there is one because there's one for everything, but like, go on there, search #blacksmith, and follow every fucking blacksmith on there and start talking to them.
Nice. That's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that. I just actually got on Instagram.
Yeah. Start talking to them. Nerd is in chat, like time lapses, progress photos. Like there's so much you can do on Instagram.
Okay. Nice.
And start, like, even right now, you can start documenting your journey to being a blacksmith. You know, you can
take
like,
pictures of the things that did not work out.
You could you keyboard to blacksmith.
Yeah.
Like you tech to blacksmith or whatever. Like you could find a fucking clever name that says like you're literally like you're going backwards, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's so much that you could do with blacksmithing, because I don't know, I'm really excited for you. Anyone who's telling you this is a bad idea is a fuckface, unless you actually suck at blacksmithing. Then they're probably telling you the truth.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would definitely be the problem.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely. I mean, Instagram and Twitter, start interacting with anybody who's in that space. Yeah. So, and the fact that you can document your entire journey from right now into whatever you will become could be huge.
Yeah. If nothing else, it would provide like the opportunity to show people, hey, this is still, something that you can do if you think.
Yeah. And I think the fact that you're obviously passionate about the authenticity of the craft is a standout. And I think that it'll, anytime you're interacting with people, they're going to notice that, and they're not going to be like, oh, you're just another motherfucker who's going to be like, hey, I want to become a blacksmith. And then in 2 days, they're gone. Check out my Etsy. Yeah. I think that there's going to be a lot of, yeah, man, just get out, like literally get out there on Instagram and just start being like, hey, I love this. I love your work. Or I really like what you did with this. What's this technique? Interacting with people, providing value, adding value to the conversations and things like that is so huge. It's something we've been doing with King's Coast lately. I haven't been doing it personally, but since we brought on one of the owners is now finally full time for the company, he has he has been taking his extra time, and he's been going on Instagram and just looking up #coffee and finding anyone who's done really well performing coffee posts, started interacting with them, and then being like, hey, I'd love to send you some free coffee. You want to try it? If you like it, post about it. If you don't, fucking whatever, tell me to kill myself. People are, and I just had this conversation with Amy the other day. It's so weird because when you tell folks to start talking on Instagram or Twitter, start interacting, they're like, oh, I don't want to be weird though. But then, but listen. Then Amy was like the next day, random people commented on her recipe for something, and she was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Doesn't that make you feel good? Like, doesn't it make you feel so good when this random person just says, "Hey, I like what you're doing right now"? When you're the one receiving the feedback, you're like, "Oh shit, I get it." So like, now this isn't just for you, but anyone out there, like if you are in a situation and all you really need to do is start talking to people, and you're worried about doing it online, don't be. Every comment that you leave that's positive on someone else's content is always going to be well received. Unless it's like, I like this, give me money. Like then they're gonna, then they're fuck off. But
yeah, they're gonna respond the way they should.
They should. But if you're just saying, hey, I like this, there's nothing weird about that. Nothing at all.
Awesome.
So,
thanks, Broman. I appreciate that.
I'm really excited. Yeah. So that's a little social media hack that's worked for us. For us really, really well. That is the Instagram strategy specifically is courtesy of Gary V, who's got a new book coming out, and since he won't shill it, I'll shill it right here. It's called Crushing It, and you should buy it. He's you should also follow him and listen to his podcast. I feel like he'd have a lot of value for you as someone who's already got like a really strong foundational entrepreneurial focus. He can really kind of set you up with a whole bunch of other stuff that's really going to be good strategy for you.
Nice, thanks. I'll definitely.
And, him and Tim Ferriss are the two people I recommend, because Gary will tell you to work all the time until you throw up, and Tim will tell you to figure out the absolute best strategy to document and use all of your time most effectively. Awesome. And the approach that I have to everything is a hybrid of theirs. Yeah, because that's how art works.
Exactly. It's never one thing or another. You learn from
masters and then you create your own. So that is my approach. Bust your ass in the most refined way possible.
Work harder, or work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter and harder. That's how you win. And you both, and people don't expect that shit.
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. Like if you're the guy,
why is he so busy?
If you're the guy that can manage a 4-hour work week, and so your work week's 4 hours, and you still work 40 hours, how many work weeks did you get to put in? 10.
Exactly.
So, Chupasaurus, now that we've had this amazing conversation, and I'm so excited about all of your blacksmithing shit, can you please tell us where all these fine people can follow you?
Actually, at the moment, I think the only real place that you can find me easily would be Twitter, and basically everywhere I'm just Chupasaurus Rex.
Chupasaurus Rex?
Yeah.
And that is on Twitter or Twitch?
Yep, Twitter and Instagram.
All right. Well, everyone, please go follow Chupasaurus Rex. I will get hidden in here later to update the document. Can you spell Chupasaurus for everyone?
Yeah, it's CHUPASAURUSREX.
All right.
So it's like a Tyrannosaurus, but you ripped off the Tyranna part, and then you put Chupa from Chupacabra on it.
Oh, all right. I like it, man. That's I'm excited about it. So everybody go follow him now so you can get it on the ground floor of an incredible journey from someone who's coming from the tech industry. It's going to be a fucking blacksmith. I'm personally really excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right, man. Well, you get out there and start connecting with folks, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Thanks. I appreciate it, bro, man.
All right, dude. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Good conversations today, folks. God damn. You know, it's oh God. Just to circle back on the idea of connecting with people. You know, so many of the folks that I work with on a day-to-day basis, so many of the people who have become kind of staples of my community or my broadcast, or like at this point, even people who work with me, are folks who originally reached out and said, "Hey, I really like what you do. Could you check out this thing that I'm doing?" And I checked it. I was like, "Oh, I like that." You know, it's not it's a lost art in a lot of ways to just say, "Hey, I like what you got going on. Do you want to check out what I've got going on?" It's just a question. And it's never, you know, unless the person you're talking to is an asshole, in which case, congratulations, you just dodged a bullet. You know, they'll probably check your shit out. And if they don't, you just keep trying until somebody does. Let's grab this guy. I don't know. I think he might have been on before, but we're like 3 months in, so we can get some repeat visitors. This is Ninja Gorilla Fin. And I don't know if they are, I don't know if they're muted or not, but we'll take a minute to see if Ninja Gorilla Fin wants to unmute some stuff. We can also take some time to repost this in chat for anybody who wants to hop into Discord and chat. All right, looks like Ninja's not. I don't know if he's here. He might have just been chilling. Let's get Tater 15. Because he's Tater and 15. What's up, Tater 15? How you doing, man? What can we do for you? He is now gone and afraid. Discord's new for it. It's new for and scary for folks. Let's grab Moselman. How you doing, Moselman? He just hopped in here, so he's probably figuring out how to like unmute, and that's totally fine. take your time. Make sure you're take your time to unmute your mic. We'll get him in a second. We'll grab Tater again. Hi, Tater.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Hey.
Oh, and I'm on my phone, not on my PC, so I'm freaked out.
Hey, man. I always figure phone controls on Discord can be a little spooky. When I use it, I'm like, oh shit, I hope I stay in this call. Like, you never know. Like, I get
exactly. So I just had a couple, or mostly one question. I've started streaming recently, about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And I've been streaming a ton of Destiny 2.
Gotcha.
Like a lot. And
tough times.
I'm starting to come to like a point where it's no longer enjoyable.
Certainly.
And so I'm trying to find, how do you find the balance between streaming what the people want and what you want to do?
You should always stream what you want, primarily. So I'll put it that way. But you should also set up your stream each day to be successful.
Okay.
So when I say that, I mean this. If you always stream what you want, but people are expecting one thing, like let's say if I was a League of Legends pro and I really wanted to have good viewership for my playthrough of, let's say, Undertale. Okay. The smartest idea for me would be to stream League of Legends for like an hour or two and then go play Undertale.
Okay.
And that's like it's like a half and half strategy. Like it's an adaptive strategy. And I don't think, I feel like everybody assumes it needs to be all or nothing. But your stream can be about more than one game every day. So that's a hybrid strategy. It's what I recommend for everybody, is to just take the time to, play an hour of what people are used to and then introduce them to whatever else you want to do. And then eventually you'll get to the place where you can say, fuck it, I want to play Darwin Project today. And you'll start the stream and you'll get an average view count.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the first one. What you got next? So,
and then the next question is, so I'm experiencing, so with streaming, I'm experiencing a really weird time with so I just got affiliated like a month ago.
Sure.
And so now, like, how do you look at sustaining that growth over time?
Yeah. I mean, what growth are you talking about? Are you talking about monetary growth or channel growth?
No, channel growth.
Okay.
So my big thing is I like to help people and do that, but I'm trying to avoid the gimmicky raffle style of helping people on Twitch. Mm-hmm. So I'm pulling people through like the Destiny app or whatever for like whatever people need. But then I feel like sometimes I'm not seeing viewership or the follow or whatever that would entail with that. So the money, one thing, but I'm looking to grow my community. And how do you sustain that growth of community?
I mean, sustaining community growth is difficult. As someone who's been doing Twitch for a very long time, I can tell you that there's not really a magic bullet for that.
Of course.
And I think that the best plan that you have is to make sure that you are investing in the people who are there every day, in a big way. So I know it doesn't make sense, but when you're chasing growth, you tend to lose focus on your base, right? And your base is what's going to help you grow. You are one person putting on a stream and you're doing as much as you can. You can't even hold a candle to 100 people who fucking love your stream talking about it all the time.
Sure. Yeah.
So investing in the base of your channel and people who are passionate about it, right? Like, let's say starting a podcast and letting anyone come on and ask questions about things that you've been successful at, to invest in people because you actually give a fuck, is going to do wonders for your long-term growth, because people are going to come back to your channel because they're going to feel connected. It's not going to be about like, wow, I like being here because there's 20,000 people and fucking cap a face and like, fucking I better sub now. Because eventually, I don't care whose channel it is or whatever. We're in the infancy of this. Just because you're number one doesn't mean you're number one forever. And just because you're the last one out doesn't mean you're the last one out forever. Fortunes rise and fall in every industry constantly. So invest in the people who are there every day, and more people will come.
Okay.
If you've got the chops, that's it.
No, I appreciate it. That's wonderful. Just because I've been spinning my wheels. That's been a lot of what's going on, and so I appreciate it. So
instead of spinning your wheels, and investing energy trying to find new people, focus on the people who are there, and then the new people will show up.
Awesome. That's wonderful advice. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. You got anything else for me? Any other follow-ups?
No, that was the big one. I've been talking that over with some of my clanmates and stuff, and just the people that have been huge to me. So I'm gonna have to talk to them and say that, thank you for everything they've done for me. So
absolutely, man. Gratitude goes so far. It's saying thank you to the people who are there every day for being there every day is big. So I wish you nothing but the best. You want to let everybody know where they can find you?
Yeah, sure. So I stream on Twitch at D&D Tater. So D&D like Dungeons and Dragons.
D&D Tater.
Yep, D&D Tater. And I stream almost every day from 8 p.m. Central Time to like 3 a.m. So.
Oh, that's a good time slot too, bud. Yeah.
Well,
no, that's good. Let me give you some other advice.
Sure.
That's a really good time slot. For exposure, I really look into some of these big co-op games that are coming out, like Monhunt and Sea of Thieves. It's a lot of opportunity for you to collaborate with other broadcasters that are around the same size as you, and build additional community like that. I would pay attention to things like that, even though they're big. Everyone's going to be looking to play with each other and with broadcasters. And I think that it'd be good to pay attention to those.
All right. I will do that. Thank you so much.
All right, man. You have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Bye. All right. Fucking killing it today. Let's grab Skyline. Skyline's been talking to you on Instagram.
Hey, what's up, Broman?
Oh, what's up, Skyline? How you doing, bro?
Hey, it's good to finally talk to you.
It's good to talk as well in person and not text.
Yeah.
What can we do? What can I do for you?
The question I have is mainly what is a good mixer that you use for XLR stuff?
For my XLR? I use a Mackie Pro FX 12. It's about $120 and you can get it on sale. They also have an 8-lane, so you can get a Pro FX 8, I think, now. That's what I would recommend. Are you looking for something more heavy duty than that? Is that what you're...
No, just for myself, for my podcast.
Gotcha. So, I mean, that's the best thing I would recommend. Do you have like a specific concern with it?
No, I'm trying to, because I'm using USB mic right now, so I'm trying to do the whole XLR switch. So
gotcha.
I was just on my first podcast yesterday, and they were all using all that stuff. So
what microphone are you looking at using?
I'm probably gonna be using either the AT2020 or something similar.
AT2020. Okay, cool. I'd also recommend another good one that you can find on sale usually that's great for your budget. It was my first XLR microphone. It's an MXL 990. I actually used that up until I got the RE20. And it's phenomenal for the cost. It's got a nice wide diaphragm, so it'll make your voice sound great. And yeah, so check that one out too.
Yeah, I definitely will.
All right, man. Nothing else?
Not presently. I'm still catching up on the podcast, so I don't want to maybe repeat a question.
Fuck that, dude. No, please. If you've got a question, ask it. I don't care if it's a repeat. Like there's so many answers to so many questions, man.
One thing I did want to say though is I took your Facebook advice with that whole ad thing just to try it out.
Oh, Facebook ads? Sure.
My God, that has boosted my likes on my page. So
yeah. What's out of curiosity? Like what kind of a post did you try boosting?
Just a general like a rebranding post, just saying, "Hey, I'm doing this. I'm changing everything. Hey, this is all the new links and everything like that."
Did you get the did you get like more interaction and stuff with what you were making, things like that?
Yeah, in a sense. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Excellent, man. That's
awesome.
good. Yeah. Facebook is criminally underutilized by most people in the content creation space. I did a big Facebook ad run when Destiny 2 launched. For anytime I went live, I would post that and then I would boost that post. I think I spent a bunch of money on it. Right. But yeah, I mean, I noticed higher concurrency on the days that I had the Facebook boosted post compared to when I did not. And I think that, it's something that's worth doing. You just have to figure out a way to do it well.
Oh yeah, and I was only doing it as a general, just like, hey, I want to see how this actually works because you had mentioned it. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I'll just dump 20 into it and see what happens, and it's been a great interaction change. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
All right, dude, I love it. You have a good one.
But yeah, you as well.
You want to? Oh no, you got to shout yourself out, man. I'm still sick. I'm not banging on all cylinders today, guys. I'm fucking still sick.
Oh, that's good. You can find me on everything: Instagram, Twitter. I don't think I have Snapchat because I don't use that.
That's fine.
And Twitch at the Skyline Show. I just rebranded everything. So.
All right, man. You have a good day.
You as well, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah. Again, that mixer stuff. Pro FX 12 is what I use. And I think they have Pro FX 8. And if you're looking for a good starting microphone, the MXL 990 treated me very well. We'll grab one more person. This is Justin. Just another white guy.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey Justin, what's up?
Nothing much. I actually I have a simple yet complicated question, and then I have a little tip for you and Amy, actually.
Oh, okay.
As far as since you guys are all chefy over there.
Sure. Okay. I like
so
tips.
I guess I'll lead off on that. When I cook my turkey for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, whatever.
Okay.
What I do is I actually take an orange and a lemon.
Okay.
And I cut a slice out of each of them, cut those slices in half, and then I peel the skin up from the breast meat a little bit and slide it under there.
All right.
And it kind of soaks the citrus into the meat. It gives it a more depth of flavor as opposed to everything else that you're stuffing it with.
I'll have her check that out.
It's delicious.
It's interesting. I've not heard that method before, but it sounds interesting. Worth trying.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. What can I do for you, man?
Well, the question I have actually, we spoke on Instagram briefly about the company that I wanted to start through beef jerky. And
yeah, the beef jerky thing. Right. Yes. Please expound upon that for anyone who's listening, because you might have an investor in here. You never know.
Well, first of all, my jerky is not like anybody else. It's handmade, 100%. Everything is brand name. It's thick cut on purpose because nobody wants to get a piece of glass in their packaging. That little hard piece of jerky that you just can't eat. Nobody wants that. So I do mine as a 24-hour marination cycle, and then between an 8 and 10-hour drying cycle. And I also vacuum seal everything.
Gotcha.
And I never include my plastic in my weight. So if you purchase something from the store, you're going to find a net weight. Well, they're charging you for the plastic as well. I don't do that. I feel like if you're going to buy a pound of meat, you should get a pound of meat, hands down.
Yeah.
No nickel and diming people.
Yeah, 100%. I like that.
I mean, it just makes sense. Me as a customer, I don't want to pay for their packaging. They should pay for that, But it's honestly some of the best stuff that I've ever eaten, and I've been doing experimentational like flavors recently, and I've been handing out to coworkers and stuff like that. And I just can't keep it on the shelves. I can't keep it in stock ever.
That's awesome.
And I'm really looking forward to your opinion on that too.
Yeah. Has it showed up? Do I need to make a trip to my PO box?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
it is there.
cool. Yeah, no, I need to make a trip out there. I was planning on doing it when I got back from South, and then I got mega flu, so got
right. Yeah, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, you could let it sit there for 18 months; it'll still be fine because with it being marinated and dried and vacuum sealed, it has an 18-month shelf life.
Yeah, delicious.
So it's good for like ever.
Yeah. Now that you've got everyone drooling, what was your question, man? What can we do for you?
Well, I've been looking online for the past few weeks about copyrights.
Copyright, okay.
And, trademarks and things like that. And everything online is pretty confusing.
Sure.
Nobody seems to have like a direct way to go about it. And I was wondering how you went about your copyright and or trademark for King's Ghost Coffee.
I don't handle any of that. That's all stuff that our business manager Kevin does. So, right. I mean, we filed our incorporation and copyright in New York. So we have an incorporation filed in New York and an incorporation filed in Florida. And I believe our copyright was filed in New York via some lawyers that Kevin knew. Yeah, a patent lawyer or someplace like that's a good place to start. I know LegalZoom has things like that as well if you really want to do it yourself. But I think that worrying up front too much about copyright and things like that can sort of slow your business down. Like, do you have an online store open yet? Like,
I do not. I've been actually doing a lot of what you had suggested in a past podcast of doing a lot of behind the scenes work.
Sure. Great.
And really just hammering out all the details of everything that I'm doing as far as the product.
Yeah.
Making sure it's as perfect as I can make it.
Sure. Yeah. So you're basically just kind of selling, sampling, and everything right now, and then when you feel ready, you're going to you'll open up a website and you'll start selling that way, or?
Exactly. I don't want to do brick and mortar anything. I don't want it actually in a store. I want it delivered right to your house.
Yeah,
everything
direct to consumers
is going that way anyway, so might as well do it.
Yeah, I mean, looking up a patent lawyer or a copyright lawyer, just in general, like I know, like I said, LegalZoom has a lot of stuff, but yeah, unfortunately, that's not something that I have dealt with a lot personally. I wouldn't concern yourself too terribly much with it. I never really have. Most people aren't going to come after your brand and your copyright and your trademark and your patents and all that shit when you're getting started. When you are a incredibly small business, you're a boutique. You still have a pretty significant amount of protections under law. I mean, even with King's Coast, like until we crossed a certain threshold of income or revenue as a company, there were certain things that we didn't have to do. But once you cross over, I think there's like a 50, depending on your state, there's like a $50,000 threshold for your business. And once you cross that, you have to do like XYZ, and then 100,000, you have to do XYZ and things like that. So I would, read up on your local state laws, find out what sort of protections you have currently. And then I would highly encourage to get your website up and running now. Even if you're not selling on it, just getting it done and ready, because it can take a lot longer than you expect.
Right.
And we use Shopify for our back end. Shopify is a fantastic platform for any small business to sell online. It's really easy. We use it. Black Rifle Coffee Company uses it. There are a lot of really successful businesses that operate off Shopify, so I'd recommend them 100,000,000%.
Okay, most definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, best of luck, man. I will give you my feedback on the beef jerky. I'll probably eat it on stream, and we'll talk. We can talk about it then. Do you have any other questions for me?
I do not.
Okay. You want to let everybody know where they can find you, and maybe potentially where they can find the delicious beef jerky you were talking about?
Yes. You can actually on Instagram as just another white guy, all one word.
Okay.
All lowercase. The O is a 0 in another.
All right.
And everywhere else online, actually, if you go to that Instagram page, there's a link in the bio that'll give you direct links to everywhere else.
Fantastic, man. All right. Well, I appreciate you. You have a great day, and I will get that jerky tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Peace. Might need to change the name. He will when he gets a company, guys. I promise. He'll change it. He'll get a company name. We'll get him back on here. Let's grab one last person quickly. What's up, Draquazy? How are you?
Okay.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, yeah.
Hi, Broman. It's Dequazy.
Dequazy, okay.
Yeah. So I have something a little bit different than you've ever done before. I've been listening to Ask Broman since it first came out, and I really appreciate it, man. It's really helped me out.
Thanks.
So I'm a full-time streamer, but
gotcha.
I don't have any followers.
Okay.
I'll let you know about that. My day job, I work for a startup live streaming company.
Okay.
And basically what we do is that you said before that you went to private school. Is that?
Yeah, I did. I went to private school. Yeah.
So basically what we do is we live stream high school events.
Gotcha.
So what we do is we take security cameras, put them on poles, and we live stream all of the plays, all the basketball games, football games.
Yeah, I got that. Okay. Sure.
And my issue is that I love doing this. It's a startup. I'm 21. I have a full-time job. It's great. I love doing it.
Yeah.
But the issue that I have is that it kind of cuts into my streaming time, like that I want to do personally. And my boss and everyone that works with me, they're extremely supportive of this. It's like my hobby and it's my job.
Yeah.
So it's really great. But the issue that I'm having is because we work at a high school schedule. Like the majority of times where I want to be on normally nighttime is time where I'm working and doing events.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask, how would I try to make a balance? Like I was thinking of doing maybe like a weekly schedule, and these are my times that I'll be able to stream this week, because every week it changes.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with streaming during the day.
That's true.
Like at all, just putting that out there. What's is there something stopping you from streaming during the day as well, or
during the day normally I'm also in class.
I see. So your time
so it's kind of like all over the place, but there'll be some times where for instance I'll have nothing going on and I'll find that out the day before, and I'll light up a stream now, and it's kind of like impromptu right off the bat. And I hate doing that, because every single time I stream, I tell everybody, I'm so sorry I've been streaming for so long. Like, people subscribe to me, people follow me, and I can't have a really predictable time and time to go live every week.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but the thing is, I'm completely dedicated to this, and it's supported by my company, even to the point where I could ask, okay, can I have this day off because I want to stream that day?
Sure.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. You're in a difficult position. So, I mean, yeah, I think that getting a schedule together is important. And if you can work that out with your job, that would be even better. I mean, so you're getting paid to do the live streaming for the events and stuff like that? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you've got a good plan. What exactly could, I help give insight to here?
I just wanted to, because I've been thinking about, like, do I really want to do this? Like, I'm really concentrated on streaming. It's what I love to do. But Like, I don't want to wear myself out, you know, going to school, doing this job, and then trying to stream. But it's also something that I want to put a lot of time into. So,
gotcha.
So like, I don't want it to be something I built up for no reason. I don't want to just ghost everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I think that as long as you're openly communicative with your community, then you're fine. A lot of people, like, there are definitely best practices, but if you can't abide by those best practices, you can take a moment to develop your own, right? Like, okay, I'm not the guy that can be on boop, boop, boop these days and have a, you know, have this schedule. That doesn't mean that you're a horrible broadcaster. It just means like you just operate a little bit differently. So you need to figure out a way to stay connected to people, even when you're not streaming. And I think one of the best ways to do that is via Instagram, Twitter, or a Discord server. So that way you can interact and talk with the people in your community, let them know that you care, find out what they're doing, and invest time in them, even when you're not broadcasting. What do you think about that?
I think that's great. I was of the mindset that, like, if I'm not streaming and I have these huge gaps between each broadcast, that people are going to forget about me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a relevance is key, and it's so important. And you're right, like you're fighting an uphill battle, of course, but I think that, you know, that's just par for the course with the situation that you're in. So instead of trying to worry about it, since it's outside of your control right now, unless you just want to tell your boss, like, listen, I'm quitting this and streaming full time, which is an option because you're in control of your life. You know, unless you're going to do that, I think that the best option is learning how to best connect with people outside of what, you know, you do every day. Also, what you do is cool.
Yeah. If you don't mind, can I talk a little bit more about it? Because it gets even cooler.
Yeah.
So what we do is, you know, we stream high school events, and what we do is we reach out to the community in my local, and we get high school students and college kids to sit in our office and use an Xbox controller to control the camera.
Oh, that's cool.
So and they get paid really well. We pay them about $30 a game. Nice. They're contractors. They can come in. They can do whatever they want. And we're working on right now making this a global thing. We want to be the Uber of live stream.
I mean, like, so we want. Listen, this is an honest question. What's keeping you from going balls to the wall with this company that you have that's doing really well and has an opportunity to be the Uber of something? Like, why not go 100 million% into that? Why try and grow a personal channel? I'm just curious about your motivation behind growing the personal channel.
It has a lot to do with my boss. Actually, he got me into this when I was 17 now, and he doesn't want me to give up on this because I talk a lot all the time. Since every day I do stream to the point where if there's late events, we have some schools in California. I'm on the East Coast.
Gotcha.
And he'll say, listen, if there's only like 1 or 2 things going on, bring your rig to the office, stream from here. Like, okay. I want you to accomplish your dreams. So he really doesn't want me to give up on this, but he also wants me to put time into it, which I love doing.
Sure. I mean, yeah. It sounds like you're in a great place, man. I think what you need to do is sit down and figure out your schedule like you suggested. See if you can make a schedule happen. If not, I think documenting everything that you're doing, you know, around the clock with your job is key. You know, it's a really big, diverse sort of streaming career that you're building for yourself. Being on the production side of something like that has a potential to be huge is definitely worth investing in. And then I think once you're done with school, right?
Yes.
You'll have a lot more time. How long until school is done?
I have another year.
Another year. So you just, you know, you can put it all on hold, and then a year later you can go fucking hard. You know, that's also an option. You know, no matter what option you take, it's going to take a fuck ton of time to get to growing a personal channel, because it just does. But I think that, you know, you've definitely got the passion for it, and you've got an incredible, it sounds like an incredible support structure to back you up. And yeah, I would just go for it, man. I mean, either go for it now with whatever limited schedule you can get with your company, or wait till you finish school and then take every single moment of free time you have and, you know, work and then put the rest of your time into streaming.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
I think, I mean, those are your two options. If it was me, I'd say fuck school and just start streaming full time. But I imagine school might have something to do with the future of your other job as well.
Yes. Actually, he told me, my boss, that if I were to give up school, that I'd kiss my salary goodbye, because 21-year-olds don't make salary
normally not. Yeah. So I think that you're in a great position to grow with that company, and having a personal brand that goes alongside of it is going to be incredibly useful for you in the long term. So focus on that. Don't make it all about Twitch. Make it about your Instagram and your YouTube and your Twitter and the things that you can do all of the time that aren't streaming. Because streaming takes a lot of time and it's very singularly focused. But if you can always take 15 seconds to rip up an Instagram story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So don't discount other forms of media when you're chasing one in particular for success.
Will do.
All right, man. Well, I hope you have a great day. Please shout out yourself and let everybody know where you're at, man.
Okay, everyone, you can follow me over at twitch.tv/DayQuazy, spelled DAQWAZY. It's play off my name. Name's Daquan. I'm on every sort of social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Same handle. Quazy.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, you have a great day. Thank you for having me. All right, dude. Peace. And that's going to wrap it up for episode 34 of Ask Broman. We're back, bitches. It's back. We're back with the back. We're so back. It felt good today. I made it through without coughing into your eardrums. Really good questions today. I feel like we got through some important stuff. I hope that you all enjoyed listening as much as I enjoyed being part of this. I wanted to see what if we got anything else going on right now. Oh yeah, I wanted to remind you, I was nominated for a Shorty Award, which is like the social media Oscars for Streamer of the Year. So if you would like to vote for me, you can vote for me every single day until February 22nd at I'm trying to remember the website. See, now I have to do this in chat. It is shortyawards.com/10th/Professor Broman. It's an honor to be, selected for the award. If anything I've ever done on this podcast has provided some value for you, I would greatly appreciate it if you would go there, vote, maybe vote every day. And hey, if we win, Ask Broman gets to be an award-winning podcast. So until next time, I hope you all have fantastic days. Please share this with anybody that you felt like could learn, and I will catch you next time. Peace.